What if one of the funniest men on television suddenly shared one of the saddest moments of his life? Steve Harvey, a man known for making millions laugh, recently revealed a deeply emotional side that fans rarely get to see. The Family Feud host is mourning the loss of his beloved father-in-law, James Bridges Sr., a man Steve says changed his life forever. And the heartfelt tribute he shared has moved fans across America. James Bridges Sr. passed away at the age of 91, leaving behind a family that admired and respected him tremendously. Following the funeral, Steve Harvey took to Instagram to honor the man he lovingly called Pop Bridges. Instead of simply announcing the loss, Steve poured his heart into a message filled with gratitude and love. He wrote that James wasn't just his father-in-law. He was one of the greatest men he had ever known. Steve thanked him for being an example of faith, fatherhood, and family. 3 simple words, but according to Steve, they perfectly describe the man who helped shape generations of his family. Steve's wife, Marjorie Harvey, was deeply touched by her husband's tribute. She responded with a simple but emotional message. "Thank you, my love." Sometimes only a few words are needed to express overwhelming gratitude. The Harvey family has built a reputation for supporting one another through every challenge, and during this heartbreaking time, that support became more important than ever. Friends, celebrities, and fans immediately flooded Steve's post with messages of love and condolences. Actress Holly Robinson Peete called James a beautiful man. Reality TV star Todd Chrisley also offered prayers for the entire Harvey family. It was a reminder that grief often brings people together. Perhaps the most heartbreaking message came from Steve's daughter, Lori Harvey. Sharing old family photos with her grandfather, Lori admitted this had been the hardest week of my life. She wrote, "I miss you every second of every day." Those words resonated with thousands of people who have experienced losing someone they deeply loved. Her emotional tribute quickly spread across social media. Friends including Hailey Bieber, Laura Harrier, and Janelle Monáe shared messages of comfort and support. It became clear that James Bridges wasn't only loved by his own family, his legacy reached far beyond them. One of the most remarkable parts of this story happened in Memphis, Tennessee. The city officially named a street in honor of James A. Bridges Sr., not because he was a celebrity, not because he was wealthy, but because he spent his life serving others and making his community better. Steve Harvey attended the ceremony with enormous pride, and he made a statement that perfectly captured who James really was. Steve said, "This is the first time I've been to a street naming of a person just because he was a great man." That sentence may be the greatest compliment anyone could ever receive. In today's world, people often believe success is measured by money, awards, or fame. But James Bridges Sr.'s story reminds us that the greatest legacy isn't built through celebrity. It's built through kindness, faith, character, and the people whose lives you touch. Steve Harvey has spent decades inspiring millions on television, but in this emotional moment, he reminded everyone that even the strongest families experience heartbreak, and sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones the world barely knows. Rest in peace, James Bridges Sr. Your legacy will live on through your family and through everyone whose life you inspired. What do you think is the greatest legacy a person can leave behind? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories and celebrity news.